asking Dr. Doyle, why did you charge cash only? Could you explain that? That's a great question. That is a great question. I was going to ask that. You read my mind, Dan. I think you're reading my chat box, Dan. But thank you very much for that question. So go ahead, Dr. Sue. Could you answer this awesome question by Dan?
I thought that's what I was going to do. I mean, I really thought that's what I was going to do. And as I said, I was there seeing patients, and then I was talking to the chiropractor's wife next door, who's a certified billing person. And she's like, it's illegal for you to see a Medicare client for a medically necessary service and charge them cash. And so then I had to go back and do my homework. And in fact, as occupational therapists or physical therapists or even chiropractors, we can't opt out of Medicare. And so if it's a medically necessary service, we need to actually bill Medicare for that. So that's what I had to learn. And then as I went through looking at the MIPS program, which is the Merit Incentive Payment Scheme, I started discovering that home modifications, that home assessment, that home safety assessment was part of what Medicare was paying for. It was one of their recommended interventions. And then I started looking more and more at that. I called my MAC, which is the Medicare intermediary, and asked them questions. And they said, yes, it is covered. And yes, this is what you need to do. And so as I learned more, I started to put together this package, and I presented for a group at AOTA. And a lot of other therapists that were doing home modifications were like, no, this can't be true. This is wrong. And so AOTA, then American Occupational Therapy Association, then hired an attorney who spent 6 months doing the same kind of work I did, and came to the conclusion that if it's medically necessary, here's the situation where you must bill Medicare if you're doing the occupational therapy assessment and consultation, even for home modifications. And here's the situation where it's a gray area. And that would be for a client that's not necessarily medically necessary or could be medically necessary. But if you're doing it for someone who's just aging in place, or for a contractor or something like that, then that's a situation when it's not medically necessary and you can do cash only. So in part of our trainings, we go through and explain that. We look at all the different case scenarios. We look at how you can market in those different markets and what that looks like. But in my area, we had a lot of people who were retired, who were on Medicare, but with all those chronic conditions that we're seeing more and more of in our society. And that meant a lot of what they were needing for safety assessments and to prevent their falls was medically necessary. So I could not charge cash for that, because under the legislation, I had to bill Medicare. And there's actually significant fines if you don't do that. And then you can also be excluded from Medicare programs. And that can impact employment, billing, other insurance credentialing, and a lot of things like that. So that's why I ended up not charging cash only. Do I see some patients for cash? Yes, absolutely. There are situations where I do see clients for cash that don't fit that mold. And then there's clients that I see for insurance billing only for it. And then I have contracts with disabilities, Developmental Disabilities Administration in our state. They want me to bill insurance where possible so that they can save some of their funding money to put towards the modifications that the clients need. And in fact, that's where I was today with a DDA case manager, and we went and saw a couple of clients where this one was where the caregiver, the live-in parent, is taking care of this young woman with cerebral palsy, and her only way of giving her a shower is she's hosing her down with a long hose that she's got from the bathroom while she's in her power chair. And so there's all of those situations that now I'm resolving, and people are saying to me, we wish we'd found you sooner. Oh, look what a difference you've made. You know, I'm seeing 60-year-old parents who are lifting their 20, 30-year-old children totally. And I'm able to come in and make a difference from that. But it really is, it is building those connections with the case managers, solving the problems for them, getting one case resolved, and from there on, they're going to start referring to you.